Life is not easy, right? Adversity and trouble and problems, no one's immune to that. I woke up that morning on death's doorstep with addiction. I said, you know what? I'm done. You can be locked in a fucking jail cell and still work out. You don't need the cheat meal. You don't need the fucking day off. You don't need any of that shit. You need the fucking... Working out for me is everything, man. This is church. It's the 1 hour to 90 minutes a day that I take from me. Everything else is business, hustle, grind, kids, family. You're just giving yourself to the world constantly. It's very important to have something, for me it's this, that refuels you, that pours back into your cup. And so I come here 7 days a week, 365. I don't think I've missed a day in almost 20 years.
What would you say to people that struggle with working out?
It's like any time where people, I've seen them, they take time off. Coming back and getting back into it's so fucking difficult for them. And you just have to muscle through and commit that I'm gonna do this every day. And in, I don't know how much, weeks, months, period of time, it becomes just second nature that the day feels incomplete without the workout. And so it goes from feeling like an awkward, like, oh, I gotta go to the gym. And that mental framework of like, I have to work out starts to shift into, I get to work out. A lot of people think they have the wrong perspective on training, where it's something they have to do. It's something that is a necessary requirement. But really, I love this shit. It's what I look forward to. It's the shit that I get to do.
So would you say it was simply that mental reframe that helped you wanna do this, helped you be consistent with it?
Life is not easy, right? A lot of people have the wrong thought on what the life experience is meant to be like. It's meant to have highs and lows. There are times where life is easy and you're coasting, and whenever that's happening, enjoy it because adversity and trouble and problems are never far away for all of us. No one's immune to that. Training every day, having a strong body helps me have a strong mind and a strong spirit. Part of building for success in life is being mentally tough. You can't be physically weak and mentally tough at the same time. And so strong body, strong mind. We train for life. And it doesn't hurt that you want to look good, get jacked. Yeah. Where the fuck is Justin? We're gonna make an entire video in the gym called Where the Fuck is Justin?
Where the fuck is Justin?
Yeah.
Do you think it's fine for a couple people to miss a few days? How do you deal with that?
I don't. I've fucking trained under any and all circumstances. Sometimes that's been push-ups, air squats, because I wasn't able to make it to the gym. There's literally no excuse. You can be locked in a fucking jail cell and still work out. Where a lot of people miss is they don't understand the concept of momentum. It's the same thing with working out every day as it is with cheat meals. When you start stacking these days, you start stacking these wins, eating the food you're supposed to eat, in appropriate macronutrients, right? Having a cheat meal is just a sidestep. It's not like that. It's shoots and ladders. It's a complete reset. It's like anything else that's in momentum. It's much harder to get something in momentum than it is to keep it in momentum. And so when you're in momentum and then you stop for that cheat meal or you stop for that day off, you've broken the momentum that you were in and now you have to start all over again. That's why it's so hard. You know why I don't have cheat meals? Because I don't have cheat meals. I have cheat months. One fucking meal so many times has turned into blowing my diet out sideways. I don't have days off because that one day makes it so difficult to come in the next day. Consistency is everything. When you find something that works, just do it every single day. You don't need the cheat meal. You don't need the fucking day off. You don't need any of that shit. You need to fucking win.
So, you know how it is, we're human, right? And sometimes we fail. What do you say to the people that, let's say they lost a little bit of their momentum? Say they did not work out for a week or started eating shit.
The beautiful thing about life is that any single day can be the day that you change the course and the trajectory of the rest of your life. December 7th, 2006. I woke up that morning on death's doorstep with addiction. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm never using drugs and alcohol again. That was over 19 years ago. My entire life went from one that was destined for pain, suffering, jails, prisons, death, just a terrible existence, to one that brick by brick, day by day, I built an amazing life. And so whether that is a bad habit, getting into working out, toxic relationships, whatever it is, right now, in this very moment, you can make a non-negotiable commitment to something, to go in a life-changing direction. And so it just takes having the balls to be able to make a brazen decision. So I make that sound simple. I quit drugs and alcohol. That means I had to give up my neighborhood, my friends, my lifestyle, my crutch, the thing that helped soothe me, helped regulate my emotions. It was very simple, but not easy. So you have to have the balls to make the decision and follow through. But on any given day, you could change your life for life. That's it.
It's just your choice.
It's your fucking choice, 100%. Pain is always the precipitating event that precedes change. I have never woken up and made a decision out of inspiration, typically. What happens is the pain of things existing the way that they are becomes greater than the fear of change. And that's where people get really, really distorted views of life, where I was in addiction and I became so scared of the eventual outcome, which was not far away, that I would die or have very bad consequences, that fear propelled me into sobriety. I got sick and being out of shape, not having my shit together at times where I've let myself go, has caused me an immense amount of pain to where I've had to be pushed into fitness and proper nutrition. Being in toxic relationships has become so painful that it's unbearable, that the fear of the suffering of the breakup, the loneliness, the heartbreak, all of that, it pushes you into that, and you're willing to endure that because you can no longer sit in this pain. And a lot of people operate under this false belief system, which is what feels good is good and what feels bad is bad. So they spend their life avoiding pain and chasing comfort and pleasure. And in reality, when you look at your life backwards, the comfort and pleasure at times was bad for you, right? Drugs and alcohol feel great was terrible for me. Shitty food and laziness was a fucking great time while it worked, but it was terrible for me. And then all the things that felt bad, going through the withdrawal process and getting off drugs and alcohol, facing the truth about who I am and what I've become, having to do the deep inner work of personal development and recovery work to change my life. It was unbelievably painful, but what emerged was a man that I'm proud of. Going through that breakup and going through the heartache to the place where you become indifferent and you've gotten over that person that was poison for you and poison for your life was unbelievably painful, but thank God you did it. If you could change your mental framework to understand that pain is your friend, that pain is a great teacher, it is a great motivator, and that when it comes, it is not a curse, it is a God-sent blessing, because you're about to meet the version of yourself on the other side of it that you were meant to be.
So you've achieved so much, right? You've done so much with your life. What nowadays keeps you going?
Men are either hungry or they're not. Even when I sold my business and cashed a big old check, I sold the business December 21st, 2021. Had more money than I'd ever seen before in my entire life, sitting in the bank. Big old wire hit. The next morning, I was up early, drove 2 hours in the dead of winter in Boston, and I was looking at these big mill buildings that I want to develop into apartments. Most people would have been satisfied. They would have been, on a tropical island taking a vacation. I don't know why I wake up. I don't know what the formula is to wake up hungry every single day with drive and you want to succeed, but it's a gift and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse that I've had my entire life. So I love the game. I love to chase. I love to build. I love to create. To sit back and live what I think most people would consider the dream life, right? Reading a book on the beach, cell phones quiet, not a worry in the world. It's probably one of the most depressed places that I could possibly be. I'm alive when bombs are going off, where bullets are whizzing by our head, businesses are going, we're fighting this, doing that, That's the life I like to live. So even after I could have retired and never done anything ever again, I immediately never took a break. I sold my company and I don't think I've taken a fucking day off since then. That was more than 4 years ago.